Hey, what's going on, everyone? Jonathan Davis here with Davis AutoSports, and I am truly excited to offer you guys, in my opinion, the nicest Tacoma that's on the entire U.S. market, and perhaps one of the nicest Tacomas that may even exist, period. I am the owner of Davis AutoSports. I've been buying, selling, restoring, and working on Tacomas since we started the company nearly 15 years ago. I have seen thousands of Tacomas in that process of restoring them, building them, buying them, looking at ones to purchase that were never purchased. So I've literally seen thousands of these. And this is the nicest one I've ever put my hands on, period. And that should speak very highly given what we do. We are nationally known for these trucks. We only sell pristine ones. And like I said, I think this is the nicest one out there. Please watch this entire video. I think by the end of the video, you will agree with that statement. It is a bold statement, but I think if you watch this entire video, at the end of it, you'll say, you know what? We agree with him. Starting off, it's a '02 Tacoma, obviously SR5 extended cab, 3.4 six-cylinder. This truck has been in New Mexico its entire life, has been climate controlled, kept its entire life. It is a true private one-owner vehicle, although Carfax does show it as a two-owner because the only owner had to get a title about a year ago as he misplaced it, and Carfax doesn't distinguish names on a title, only if a title's been issued. So it was bought brand new in New Mexico and has been there its entire life, and that's where we shipped it over to the East Coast. This is the first time it's been on the East Coast, and this is hands down a true one-of-a-kind Tacoma. We are shooting this in 4K, so if you have the ability to watch it in 4K, please do so. It makes a huge difference. This is going to be probably a 40-minute long video because we hope to show you absolutely everything on this truck. So you may need to allow your internet to buff the video for a little bit till it loads up. Everything is 100% original on this truck. Other than the camper shell, which is a very, very nice unit that is included in it. Everything from bumpers to paint to body, it's all original. There's no previous paint work anywhere on this. Headlights, tail lights, marker lights, emblems, flares, wheels, everything original. These wheels have never been painted or touched up to look the way they look. It does have brand new Michelin tires just installed. They are literally brand new, less than 10 miles on them. You'll typically hear in all of our videos, and if you go to YouTube alone and you just put in our name, Davis Autosports, and then put in Tacoma, you'll see literally hundreds of Tacomas that we've sold. We only sell them in pristine condition. Our Tacomas usually last a day or two when they're on the market because people follow us. They know what we sell. And you'll see in our videos, I always mention paint correction and different things that we do to our Tacomas. We buy them as nice as we can, but we try to make them even nicer. And this truck honestly needed absolutely nothing. When we got it in, we inspected it mechanically, put it on the lift, went through it cosmetically. Our guys did a quick wash, and then after we washed it, we inspected the paint. There's no swirl marks, there's no hazing. Even light imperfections on top of the clear coat, which we typically get off with our paint correction and wet sanding process. And since it didn't need it, there's no point to take a thin layer of clear coat off in the paint correction process. So this thing being garage climate control kept its entire life has done absolute wonders for this thing, and we wanted to leave this thing literally as original as possible, even with the amount of clear coat from the factory. So we'll do some close-ups of the body, and I don't see one single dent, ding, or any imperfection of any type on this truck anywhere. The paint, which I know you can't see in the video, but it is so smooth to the touch. There's no grime on top of the clear coat. I mean, it's very, very smooth, and we're usually able to get that through the wet sanding process, but this truck has not been done, and it's just like that, just the way we got it. Usually too, we have to paint these fender flares We usually remove them, paint them, re-apply them just because they're faded. We did not have to do that on this. If you look at all the weather stripping around the entire truck, and we're going to show you everything, you'll see that this is literally as new of a truck that you're going to possibly find. Every single window and windshield has a factory Toyota stamping on it. They're all original. This is another thing that can easily get overlooked. The seal around the door handle, usually these are dry rot, just barely hanging on, and as you see, it's brand new. This is probably the most complete Tacoma, because I'll get Tacomas in that there may be one really strong point out of 5, maybe condition of paint or interior or frame or whatever the case may be, and this thing literally checks all boxes. Original wheel, never painted. Center caps, we always have to paint those. Those are perfect. Literally, when I say brand new Michelin tires, they're brand spanking new. You'll see the full engine bay and frame portion of the video towards the end of the video. Make sure to stay tuned for that. When you open this up, these have locks and keys. You have full access to the bed. $28,000 original and documented miles on this truck. And I have in the past come across other low mileage Tacomas. That's where it was originally purchased from. And whether they're 20, 30, 40, 50,000 miles, they either been in a region of the US where they didn't show those miles at all, the frame was in poor condition, or the owner just didn't take really good care of it. And for me, miles are one thing, but condition, how it's been maintained, all that has to go hand in hand. So I've unfortunately had to pass on a number of low mileage Tacomas. All original beams, headlights, fog lights, original grille, original bumper. Nothing's been replaced on this. This is the original hood with original paint, and it is just absolute. The few things that you're actually seeing, like that for example, just stuff falling down from the trees above us. This is literally as perfect as a car as you're gonna get. So you can see when the sun is shining right there, you don't have your spider webbing, your hazing, just absolutely perfect. I'm not showing you the rockers or the frame right now intentionally, because we're going to have this thing up on a lift for you guys here in a moment, so you can really get a perfect view of everything underneath. I'll tell you another thing that's really, really nice on a lot of these camper shells. Sometimes they come pre-painted, sometimes they come primed and they have to get prepped to paint. The match on the shell and the body is absolutely perfect. This is a very hard color to match. They did a phenomenal job. A lot of times when you look at these beds and the camper shells, they're completely different colors, although they're supposed to be the same color. Once again, flares in great condition. Stripping around it's in great condition. Interior is just like the rest of the truck. It's literally as new as possible, non-smoker. This is exactly the way that we got this truck in. We didn't have to spend time reconditioning it or detailing it. No pet hair, no signs of any abuse whatsoever, just regular occasional driving. Side seat bezel, which is usually cracked or hanging off because the clips on the back, the way it's designed, it's a sort of a poor design due to sliding in and out. As you see, it's perfect right there. All the carpets, look at the floor mats, look how clean all the threading is. Sometime on videos, these seats can appear to have staining just because of the velour type material. Depending on which way it was rubbed last, it will show, as you see right there, a different variation in the material, but this is all 100% stain free. Seat belts and buckle are all very clean. Once again, all the weather stripping all the way around. It's all perfect. Once again, all original glass. This truck also has every single factory VIN plate. Once again, all the stripping is perfect. That mark right there is from the factory for the final inspection. You can search other Tacomas on the market and you're going to see a lot of these markings later on in the video when we show you the engine bay and the undercarriage. This stuff is impossible to find. Although the truck has a low 28,000 miles, honestly I've seen 2022 vehicles with 28,000 miles in far worse condition than this. So it's obviously the mileage is impressive, but to me it's the condition is more impressive than the miles. Take a look at the seat belt and the buckle. I can tell you too, this material, if there was ever a dog back here, this material is so soft and it doesn't wear well. It's not durable. So you'll even see when people have put any type of luggage back here or anything hard plastic edges, it almost sort of rips through the material. It doesn't necessarily cut it, but if you know these trucks, you guys know what I'm talking about. It takes the layer off of this velour. So as you see, it's just all in really, really good condition. I've seen this stuff come off with just regular containers getting put back here with weight, just rubbing it off. So this thing just, if you know these trucks very well, you'll be very, very impressed with this. Once again, seat belt's perfect, headliner's perfect. Have all your books, all your manuals, all your keys. You have 2 main keys, and then you have keys to the camper shell as well, which they all function exactly as they should. Both sides obviously open, struts in good condition. Just a little bit of water from our guys doing a wash on it. Full access through the cab into the camper shell, which is very, very nice. And for the gapping here, you'll see that there's a nice weather stripping seal. So it's really nice to have full access in here. You have your clamps. Obviously, rear opens up, all 6 compartments lock up, all 6 handles. So in full disclosure, the only thing that I can sort of nitpick on this truck, and we are going to repair it as opposed to replace it, is there is a chip. It's the perfect chip to repair with high pressure resin and everything else. And the reason we're going to repair it, this is an original Toyota windshield, original seal. And that is included. That's something that we actually contract out. We have a great chip guy that does chips on all of our high-end cars that we sell. I mean, there's some windshields out there that are $3, $4, $5 grand to replace. Other than that, the windshield's in great condition. Drivability, this thing is absolutely perfect, as you would expect from a 28,000 mile truck. I mean, it's amazing. If you're looking at these, you're well aware these are 3, 4, 500 plus thousand mile trucks if taken care of, and this truck is like buying a new one. Everything's been tested, AC, heat, everything works exactly as it should. It's never been smoked in. So due to the mileage on this truck will not be used obviously as a demo. We're probably not going to let people test drive it if they're interested in it, unless they're extremely interested in it. So this truck will be sold absolutely without a doubt with 28,700 and change. It's got 28,701. I can't imagine it having anything more than 10 miles put on the truck. So as you'll note, there's a lot of semi trucks passing us. This is a major logging road, and I say that because there's some really deep crowns, and driving on this road can be a pain. Let me zoom out for you guys real quick, just so you can see how well this truck drives. One finger on the wheel. Hard on the brakes, perfectly smooth wheel, no vibrations. We're going to do a full U-turn here and do a pretty hard acceleration just to show you that engine and transmission and driveline function as they should. No noises coming from the power steering components. Pulling it back out on the road, and we'll do about a 75% acceleration, maybe a little more. Perfectly smooth. Alright guys, so as promised, the next portion of the video we're going to be showing you the undercarriage as well as the engine bay, so you will continue to see how incredible this truck is.